Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take these two rough cut slabs and turn them into a beautiful full-size panel. We're going to start with the planer. Let's go for a ride. Now that we have a nice flat edge, we're going to take our boards over to the joiner and get a nice edge on our outside so we have a nice glue up line. All nice and clean. And here's what our faces look like. Now, since our panel's got to be 1 inch thick, I'm chosen to go with biscuits. So we need to lay our boards out and take some measurements and mark out our biscuits that we'll be using. Now is a good time to check your glue line. Now I like to measure out and put my first biscuit in the center of my boards, and then I like to measure roughly 5-6 inches in from the edges and then find a happy medium center in between our center line and our 6 inches in from each end. Now, using our pre-marked location on our timber, I take my 12-inch square and strike lines across both timbers so I can use the biscuit joiner to hit exactly the same spot on each piece. After that, something I like to do is go to each end and put an A on both pieces, and then go up to my other end and put B on both pieces. This way I know how they go back together. It's a good idea to get your clamps laid out ahead of time, especially with as thick and heavy as these boards are. Let's cut our biscuits. Cutting biscuits makes a big mess. If you're still here and watching, why don't you hit that subscribe button and also that notification bell so you know when I upload new material. Sound like a good idea? Maybe? Now it's time for glue. Make sure when you're doing this, you're putting glue in your holes that you cut for your biscuits and get it well coated. Afterwards, you'll come back through after brushing or rolling, however you choose to lay your glue on your edge. You'll come back through with a little bit of glue and just touch your biscuits and get them wet before they go into your other half of your board. Now that we have our glue applied, we're going to go ahead and flatten everything out into our clamps and get her put together. You're going to want to use your hands to start with to get your alignment, and then you're going to want to have a mallet or a hammer with a piece of wood, and you're going to want to just gently tap it together until it won't really move anymore. Then you'll use your clamps to finish clamping it up. I like to have clamps facing the opposite direction to, I don't know if it's a real thing or not, but in my mind, putting clamps the opposite direction apply the opposite force as the first 3 clamps that I already put to the board. Now, you only want to tighten these until you see the glue start to come out of the joint. You don't need to crank on it really hard. By doing that, you're actually pushing the glue out that would actually be staying in the joint, helping hold your panel together. Let the glue set up for a moment and then scrape it clean, make it easier for you in the long run. And that is what our panel will look like after it's good and dry. Thanks for watching.